All right. Hey, everybody, you're watching and listening to Amateur Radio Roundtables, a show about ham radio and shortwave. And we're glad you're with us tonight, especially if you're out there listening on WBCQ shortwave on 7490. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us an email to tom at w5kub.com. Let us know where you are, how you're hearing the station. Just a couple housekeeping things real quick, if you will. Click that subscribe button. It should be right about there, somewhere right in there. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps us to get the word out about our show. Also, I would love for you to join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is just called W5KUB. Just key that in on Facebook search and you'll find us. Or if you want to key in the long name, you can put in Amateur Radio Roundtable and you'll find us. So either way, join us on Facebook. We'll approve you and get you in the group. We got about 14,000 in the group now, and it's growing quite a bit. Let's see what else is going on here tonight. We got Glenn with us tonight. I haven't heard from Katie lately. I'm not sure how Katie's doing right now. Katie was going to try to make it here a while back, but she still hadn't really recovered fully yet. So she's just resting right now, and we'll see how things go. You saw in the intro, hey, Riley Hollingsworth. Riley keeps telling me he wants to be on here and regular, and he's ready to go, but it seems like he always has a conflict on Tuesday night. Something happens where I guess his ARRL job maybe pulls him one way or the other. But hopefully we'll get Riley back on here. Also, we saw Emmett here a while back, and Emmett said, "Hey, he wanted to get back on the show." You know, Emmett is with Radio Waves. I'll try to contact Emmett again and see if I can't line him back up and get him back on here.
Yeah, I had a nice little talk with, you got the echo on. I had a nice little talk with Riley up there at Dayton. He was next to me there for a little while, and we had a nice little chat. So, yeah, looking forward to see him come back.
Yeah, that'd be good. And he can give us a report on what's going on, you know, with the volunteer monitoring program, you know, and how that thing's going. Let's see. I'm trying to figure this thing out here. Let's see. Bam, bam, bam. I don't like that. Let's see. I don't like that. Well, maybe I do like that. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. I'll get this figured out in a minute, guys. Oh, boy.
It's the app. I don't like the app.
I'll get it figured out in a minute. There we go. Too many buttons to push. Oh, man. Hey, guys, I'm planning on taking some time off and going to North Carolina here. Probably about mid-July. That's in about 4 weeks. Don't know if I'll take my radio over there with me or not. Usually I take the 7300 over and some wire and make some contacts over there. But I've been getting my remote base set back up here. So I might just get the remote base set back up and just take my laptop and a tablet over there and operate that way and see how it goes. I want to do something different. Glenn, you ever gone metal detecting, hunting?
No, but I am dying to do that on the Florida Treasure Coast.
Well, I've had a detector for a number of years. I bought me a nice new detector about a year ago. Haven't even used it. Just today, I got in a couple new accessories. I got me a little 30-inch shovel, to dig up all the treasures, and I got me looks like a hunting type knife, but it's really a digger deal,
Mm-hmm.
So I've got that. I should have brought it in here and I showed you on the show.
Well, where are you going to do your metal detecting?
Well, I thought I might while I'm taking it easy over in the mountains of North Carolina, might just try to find some spots over there. Now I don't know, exactly where. Kathy's got a cousin that is head of the, oh, gee, she's head of the, I can't think of the word. It's the people, it's not Better Business Bureau. It's the other guys that kind of, talk about talk the town up and all that. What would you call that?
Tourist.
Well, it's kind of like a tourist deal.
Yeah.
It's like, I
I
don't
know what
know.
you're
I
trying
don't
to
know.
say, and it won't come to me. I could have told you if you hadn't asked.
Well, I don't know. Chamber of Commerce.
Chamber of Commerce. Okay.
Yeah, K5 TTT got it there. She's
There you
headed
go.
over there to the Chamber of Commerce there in Sylva, North Carolina, and I mean, that area of the country, it goes back many, many years. Probably more years than it does here around the Memphis area. But in Kathy's family, uh, all of her uncles and cousins and aunts and everybody lives all up down through those mountains over there. They own all those mountains back in there, and surely somebody knows something that has gone on back there. So
Yeah.
now I have found things like little mini balls and stuff like that, from the Civil War. Um, and it just I think it'd be fun to do. So I'm gonna give it a try when I get over there and see if I can't find something, man.
That was kind of like me when I was down in Orlando. We went to the beach, and I was thinking, boy, it would really be fun to do some metal detecting along the Treasure Coast right there, and who knows what we'd find.
Let me tell you, man. I mean, there's people right there on the beach finding gold doubloon. But what do
Oh
you call
yeah,
it? Doubloon? How do you say that word? I can't even say the word. Gold
gold doubloons
doubloons. Yeah. I mean, where
and
it washed up from
rings
pirate.
and
It washed up from pirate ships. I mean, not just one
right.
coin, but
Well, I
I've been
mean,
watching some of the shows where, man, they find one coin in another and a bunch of them, and where it's washed up there.
yeah,
There's been a lot of Spanish ships that sunk off the coast out there,
yeah.
and
Expedition Unknown did a really
yeah.
good show about that, and I really enjoyed that. And I thought, next time when I go down to Orlando, it might not be a bad idea for us to just spend the day metal detecting on the beach.
Well, even if you don't find any gold doubloons, that don't sound right.
Doubloons,
Doubloons? That
Dubloons,
don't sound
doubloon.
right. That don't sound right. Anyway, even if you don't find any of that, out there on the beach, man, you got all these people that, they got rings on and jewelry and watches. And I mean, I bet you that beaches are full of stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
You could go out there, and probably find stuff every foot or two out there.
Oh, I'm
But you,
sure.
you need to get you one of those little sifting cans, it's got the little
Right.
holes in it where you can dig the sand up and let it kind of go through there, man.
Yeah,
We got
I like what WD8IOL is saying. Forget the shovels, go for the bulldozer.
Hey,
That's the
that'll
way I
work
would do it.
too.
I would get a
Uh,
bulldozer, drill a whole bunch of holes in the bottom of a dump truck, and put my screen there, and just dump it and
oh man,
drive the dump truck back and forth real quick.
yeah, but you might find something you don't want to find here, man.
Oh
Who's
no, those are usually floating out in the water. You don't, and
well,
they
I
don't
don't
show up
know,
on a metal
man. I
detector.
don't know who's the gangster that they can't find. I can't think of anything tonight, man.
Oh yeah, you're out of it.
The gangster. Hey, who's the gangster up north? They never have found his body yet. Come on, chat room, tell me. The gangster, they haven't found his body yet. They think he may be in a concrete.
Oh, Jimmy
Yeah,
Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah, man. Why can't I think of anything tonight, man? Gee whiz. You might find Jimmy Hoffa out there somewhere, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, it's fun. I have found a guy had me come over to his house. He said my wife lost a big gold wedding ring, like 5 years ago. And in no time, I found that ring out there. The yard wasn't very big. The front yard was small, and uh, I found a few things with it, but I want to find I don't know. I want to find something old and unique. Let's see. We've got a couple people in here that that's one of their hobbies. I was trying to see who it was.
Oh,
Let's see.
I can tell you here.
The
Ronnie,
Yeah, Ronnie, yeah.
KF4WZR.
Hey, Ronnie, tell us, have you found anything interesting that you want to keep? Glenn, I don't know if you know about it or not, but just right across the river here, right just north there and under the new bridge. And when I say the new bridge, guys, it was built in 1972. That's the new bridge. But right under there, Glenn, is a town called Hopeville. It's not there anymore. And I have the maps and a book about Hopeville. And the Yankees burned it down during the Civil War. Uh, but that was before, across the river was before it was the United States. And people from Memphis would go over there and gamble, and it was like Sin City across the river. I guess there was no law. And these Union ships would come up and down the Mississippi River, and they would shoot at it from Hopeville. So the Yankees went in there and they burned the city down. I think the city was destroyed twice. And I've got maps of the city streets where they were, and a record that says they burned the stable first, and they burned this building second, and so forth. I've been over a little bit, and that's where I found mini balls and stuff. I haven't, spent a lot of time over there, but that would probably be an interesting place to go. Okay.
Yeah, Mark is saying that I'm old and unique, so yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Hey, y'all, there's a new award out. I don't know if you've seen it or not. There's a new QRZ.com award. It's called 30 Years of QRZ Award, because QRZ just turned 30 years old. And this award, to get this award, you have to work 30 people that are in a QRZ database. Now, how hard would that be?
Not very.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Just about everybody that's on the air is in the
That's
database.
right. That's right, man. So you get a certificate. There's no cost. I don't know what it looks like.
You can already add me to the list because I guess we're on the air here.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So, QRZ, that was some invention back 30 years ago, man.
Yeah, it was.
We had, Glenn, we used that the call book. It was like a phone book. And came out. I think it came out 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think the book came out once a year, and then they issued supplements 4 times a year.
That probably was. But being 16 years old, you get one per year.
Exactly.
Basically. Yeah. So I guess 30 years ago, I guess really didn't. Well, 30 years ago, I guess they did have computers. So when the QRZ came on.
Yeah. And what's even worse is, of course, you had to buy the DX call book separately.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm thinking 50 years ago, they didn't have computers. So, hey, they couldn't have invented QRZ back 50 years ago, but I guess 30 years ago.
30 years ago was the start of the internet, the World Wide Web. So, yeah, it'd be about 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because remember, that's when we got those AOL coasters and stuff.
Oh, man. How many people in the chat room are still on AOL?
And before that, we had the Netscape stuff.
Is Bill Brown on here? Let me see if Bill Brown's on here. Maybe I don't see Bill Brown here. I think Bill Brown's still on AOL. I don't know, man.
Mm-hmm. But remember, we had Netscape, and then it was AOL, and that was your really only way to get on the internet.
What were some of the other dial-up providers?
You had Earthlink, Prodigy, and CompuServe before them, but they died really when the internet started up. AOL was really one of the first that had wide area dial-up for the internet.
Yeah. And I don't know why a lot of people hated AOL.
Well, because they charged.
Oh, I guess it was. Yeah. Yeah. CompuServe, AOL still exists, I guess Mark says.
Yes, it's still out there. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Maybe their service is different now. I don't know, man.
I haven't been there in forever.
Yeah. Yeah, you remember Mark mentioned it. You used to about every week, man, you get a CD in the mail. CompuServe, AOL wanting you to get on. And
Well,
oh
before that,
man,
they were sending you the floppies.
yeah, Net
The little,
Zero. That's it right there. That's the
okay.
one I was trying to think of. Net Zero.
Yeah, but they'd
Whatever
send
happened?
you the 3-inch floppies every so often, and then they
Yeah,
graduated up to CDs.
yeah. Well, I remember. I guess my days in data go back a long ways, guys. They go back to 1200 baud.
Oh,
1200
gee.
baud.
I go
20.
back to 300 and
Well, I
110.
actually go back to 110 baud to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
110 and 300. You're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
Because,
I was talking, Glenn. I'm talking high speed.
oh, yeah.
The days of high speed was 1200 baud.
Yeah. The college account was 300
Yeah,
baud. Man, we
yeah.
were in 110 and we were high cotton. Well, actually, when they upgraded it to 300, we thought we were in high cotton.
So I'm trying. Man, that's been so long ago. I can't even think of the speed. What was it like? Not, when you dial up, you get maybe 9.6. I don't know. And man, when the 14.4 came out, man, we were all
Oh,
hoping,
no.
all
It
hoping,
started
man, it's going
started
to be
at
great.
1200.
It's going to be great when I get that 14.4. Oh man.
No, but
And
14.4 was a trap.
it was a trap,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. I mean, I actually started at what 2400 or thereabouts, and when they
Yeah.
had them, then they moved to 96, and then they offered 14.4. But 14.4 only worked if you were a specific distance from the telephone switching office.
Yeah, that's what always got me.
It
You
was
had to be
it had
with
a distance limitation, or you would not get the 14.4.
Yeah, that's what always worried me. You had to be like within 982 feet or something. I'm
Yeah,
thinking, who's that going to be? I mean, gee,
yeah,
can't they do better than that?
yeah.
Well, hey, you know what? Today we are still using slow speed stuff. Do you know what the baud rate is on Whisper right now? It's about four. It's about 4 baud. It takes 2 minutes. It takes 2 minutes to send that one little short string of characters out.
Yeah.
2 minutes. It's about 4 baud.
Well, if you want to go further back in the day with teletype, it was 45.45 baud.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. Yeah. All right. Hey, Ronnie wants to know what type of detector I have. This new one I bought was a Garrett. I think it's a Garrett 300, but I've got an old one I've had for like 20 years. I forget who makes it, but it does have discrimination in it and everything, but it's probably not as good as the Garrett. Something new. Let's see. All right, so we're up in high speed stuff now, man. Now, hey, when I go over to North Carolina, high speed for us over there is about 5 megs up and 760. No, 5 megs down and about 768 up. I think is high speed for me over there.
Yeah, just for those that want to know, there she is.
All right.
So she's all put back together.
No limitations right now. They're okay.
Nope, cone's gone. She's good to go.
All right.
So hopefully it'll all hold together
until she eats an LM386.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be tough, wouldn't it?
Let's see if I can't get this.
Yeah.
Put back right. There we
go.
But yeah. Just the hazards of getting a cat and getting old. You're going to have vet bills. Yeah, there you go. Mike is saying your new detector project, build a proton precession magnetometer.
Well, I was looking on the internet just yesterday about building, circuitry to build a metal detector and so forth. And it was pretty interesting. We could build one, I guess.
Oh yeah, I mean,
hey, why don't we throw together a treasure hunting event and invite all of our viewers to come to it and join it?
Yeah, we can do that.
And we can actually bury some treasure out there that they can keep if they find it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm sure.
We'll do it all in your backyard.
Well, I'd like to spread it out a little more than that. Plus, I don't want holes all over my backyard, man.
Well, look at it this way. It'll help you spread the mulch.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Hey. Does anybody out there know about? Boy, last week was the Nashville, the Great
Knoxville.
Tennessee Air Show, the Great Tennessee Air Show last weekend. The Nashville Amateur Radio Club, I think, provided communications for that over in Nashville. I didn't go, but I understand it's a pretty big event. I think they had the Blue Angels there. Anybody in the chat room go to that and check that out?
We had the Knoxville Hamfest last weekend.
Yeah, I saw that, man. I'm wanting to go to a Hamfest soon. I'm ready to go, man.
I'm looking forward to the break. Huntsville's my next one on the books.
Yeah.
And, you know, I need the break just to chill, relax, and, you know, finish up the book.
Well, if anybody knows any Hamfest within about 200 miles of me here in the Memphis area, let me know. I'd like to go and just check it out. That'd be a good trip. Maybe just a one nighter overnight. You know.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
But you know, the Arkansas ones tend to be in the spring.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to get over to Russellville. I didn't get over there when they had this last one.
I didn't either.
That's my old stomping ground. I kind of feel very close to that area, and I think I'm gonna try to go next year when they have field day over there and check it out. My favorite eating place there in Russellville burned down though 2 weeks ago. The Old South burned down. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm looking on their convention calendar right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the convention calendar. They list a lot of Hamfest.
Oops.
And you know, I see a lot of Hamfest on Twitter and places like that, but they don't tell me the state. You know, they say such and such park or something Hamfest, and man, I have no idea where it is.
Let's see. We're gonna start now.
You know, Bruce says, forget about the trinkets, go for the meteorites. I hear meteorites bring in good money, man. So, yeah, that makes sense. Go for the meteorites. Maybe I could find me a big, 5-pound meteorite somewhere. That ought to be worth some money.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for Arkansas showing up on their calendar.
Well, man, anything coming up? Kentucky, Tennessee?
Yeah, I just did a whole Delta Division search, and we'll see what it comes up with.
Yeah. Mark says that we can trade the meteorites for gold doubloons if we find them, because that's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we've got field day coming up. And I'm going to go out, guys, and try to get some video of the Memphis field day. I think that's probably the only one I will attend. Probably go out Saturday. Ooh, and if it's really hot, I probably won't stay out there very long either. But I want you guys that are going out for field day, I want you to get us a video. Get us a 3 to 5 minute video of your field day. Show us the different operating positions, show us the food, show us the cooking, whatever you want to show us, and get that video to me. And we're gonna it'll be next weekend or next Tuesday. We're gonna try to have a show about field day, and we're gonna run your videos if you can get them to me. And if you'd like to come on and narrate your video or talk about it, we'd love to have you to come on here with us. So please do that. Nothing, Glenn? Nothing, huh?
No, not really anything unless we want to go to Florida, and that's in July. So there's really nothing close other than Huntsville at this stage of the game.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll skip the Florida for right now.
There's Athens, Tennessee on July 15th, but that's all the way over.
Oh, wait a minute. Athens. You know what? July 15th, I'm going to be in North Carolina.
Really?
Anything over North Carolina way around?
Yes, Cary, North Carolina on the 15th.
Cary. Tell me about it.
It's the 50th annual Cary Midsummer Swap Fest.
I don't know where that is. Central States VHS Conference in Little Rock in July. I don't know about that. Lebanon, Hamfest, Tennessee.
Lebanon, Tennessee, yeah.
That wouldn't be bad. Lebanon, that's just on the other side of Nashville.
Yeah.
So that's July 29th. I think I'll be back home by the 23rd.
You've got the Coleman, Alabama one on the 22nd, and that's just north of Birmingham.
I've got cousins in Coleman, Alabama. I already go down to that one.
Nashville's on the 22nd.
Oh, Nashville's the 22nd of July?
Yes, Greater Nashville and Middle Tennessee Hamquest on July 22nd in Lebanon.
I think I'm going to be in North Carolina till the 23rd. I need to work those out. I was just
going to say, sounds like some poor planning on your part.
I could do the Alabama one on the 22nd or something. And then at night, drive up to Nashville, do Nashville the next day. It seemed like there's 2 or 3 lining up right there.
Yeah. And then there's really nothing in our area pretty much until Huntsville.
Yeah, does anybody know anything about Lebanon? Lebanon, I don't know the size of it. With it being near Nashville, I would think it.
No idea.
Yeah.
Would have to find somebody.
Ronnie, KF4 WZR, if you know anything about Lebanon, tell us about it. And I'd like to know roughly the size and, do they have a good showing there? All right. So from North Carolina, what we'll probably do is, I don't know whether I won't cancel the show. I'll be there probably 2 Tuesdays. I won't cancel the show. I will come on and we'll find something to do. We may just have a roundtable and see if we can get some participation from our viewers to come on and join us. I might try to get the 3 Dead Possums together, where we can get them out on the front porch and they can open the show. That's the 3 Dead Possums from Tuckasegee, North Carolina. We'll do that. And I don't know, maybe I can get some local talent over, some local hams over here to maybe to talk about something, come on the show. I think last year when I was over there, I did a cookout for all the hams in the area. I think we had about 30 hams came up to the house, and we had tables set up in the garage out there, and we did hamburgers and hot dogs, and we had a good time there. So we may try to do something like that.
Yeah, and don't forget, if you're going to go out to the Hamfest, the field day sites this year, that Olive Branch and Chickasaw are going to be down at the Hernando Point Campground. And then you've got the Memphis clubs are all together at the Germantown Municipal Park.
Yeah. Now, the Hernando, that's pretty good ways down, isn't it?
It's pretty good ways down. That's why I was letting you know it's not going to be at that pavilion in Olive Branch this year. Yeah,
I think I probably will not make that one for sure.
No, that's why I wanted to bring that out. You could spend more time over there at Germantown.
Yeah. All right. Oh, everybody just hang on for a second. We'll be back in just a minute here. Has just what you're looking for. We have top quality base stations, mobiles, and handhelds that are perfect for working your favorite bands. ICOM's newest amateur FM transceiver is the IC V3500. With a compact body and simple interface, this radio is a must for those looking for a long-range mobile with a fresh look. The ICT-10 is a rugged portable that meets or exceeds standard military testing. With an IP67 waterproof rating, the ICT-10 can withstand any field activities ahead. Hear transmissions and listen to FM broadcasts with the loud 1500 milliwatt speaker. The IC705 is a perfect sidekick and QRP companion. Base station features and functionality at the tip of your fingers in a portable package, covering HF 6 meters, 2 meters, and 70 centimeters. This compact rig weighs just over 2 pounds with an RF direct sampling for most of the HF band and the IF sampling for frequencies above 25 megahertz. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios. All right. Heard some noise. We're back.
Well, that was me adjusting my mic.
You? Okay. Hey, I want to show you guys, just give you an update here on W5KUB 113. Let's see if I can get it, pull it up on the map here. Hey, it looks like, hey, we're getting a little northward bound now. You know, we've been flying around down near Antarctica for the last few months. We're now at about 254 days on this flight. And if you look at its position now, it's over Argentina. It's actually gaining some, it's not altitude. What is it? What am I trying to say, Glenn? Help me here.
It's gaining some latitude.
Latitude.
Yeah, it's moving north.
Now, is that latitude or longitude?
Longitude, good question.
Longitude lines go up and down.
Yeah, so it's gaining latitude.
Yeah,
moving towards the equator. Yeah, that's the easy way to put it, Mark. It's moving closer to the equator.
So we're right over, where are we right over? Let me look at this.
Right over Argentina.
This computer is a little bit slow here. Let's see. We're right over
La Pampa, Argentina.
Yeah. So we're instead of 43,700, that's about where this thing's been flying the whole 254 days.
That's impressive for those type of balloons that you're using. That it's holding
I know
that hydrogen.
Well, and you know, because these are staying up so long, Glenn, we haven't put another one back up in the air yet.
No. You still have one and possibly two.
Yeah. Me back. There we go. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of something new to do. I don't want to just shoot another one up there and let it be up there 300 days. You know, it's getting too boring now. You know, it took us about 4 years to really master this and keep one in the air more than about a month. And now, man, if you want to fly a balloon around the world, you can fly a balloon around the world in your first try.
Yeah, it's gotten
things have changed, better. Man. Things have changed a whole lot. So we're looking for something new to do, and maybe when this one comes down, we'll do it. We're hoping that this one beats the record. The other one we had 112 stopped transmitting at 320 days. We think it's still flying. And we think the transmitter just stopped. But hopefully this one's only at 254. It's got a ways to go to catch up and pass, but maybe it will pass 112.
Yeah. Now, Mike, KB7CP is saying don't use the word shoot.
Yeah. Or I usually, when we go out and launch them, I usually tell Ed to let her rip.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let her rip, you know. So I had to quit saying that. Now, you know, I did not expect this one to be up 254 days because this is
not for any of them.
This one is called we call this one W5KUB 113 heavy because it's 3 times heavier than what we normally fly. Normally our flights are around 7 grams. This one's around 20 grams, and this one has redundant 7 It's got 14 solar cells on it for redundancy. It's got a 100 milliwatt power amplifier on it, and it was heavy when we launched it. And I really thought if you really want to stay up a long time, you got to be as light as you can. But this proves it. I think with the new balloons that we found, as long as your weight's reasonable, you don't have to go with the 7 grams, 20
Yeah,
grams.
because I mean, even at this extra weight, you're still at 43,000 feet.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the key is getting above the majority of the storms. That's what keeps these alive, is they're not constantly going through the moisture and icing up.
Yeah. So Mark on here says I should have been at the Great Plains something launch.
Super lunch.
Super launch. Man, Glenn, I can't think of anything tonight, man.
Yeah, as bad as I am.
Oh man. Well, hey, Mark. I was doing about 20 hours of pressure washing. I couldn't make it this weekend. I was hoping I sent a note to Bill to see if Bill was going to be on here tonight, and I was going to offer Bill to come on and give us an update. If you'd like to come on and give us an update about the Great Plains Super Launch, I'll put the link out there, Mark, and you can join us. Bill did want my map, the map we developed. It shows all of our flights going around. And Bill did want my map. I don't know if he worked that into a presentation or not there. Mark, you might tell me if you saw my map of W5KB 112 R113. Tell you what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to maybe Mark will join us here. I'm going to put the link out here for you guys to join us tonight. And if anybody went to the Great Plains, come on in here and talk to us. Let me see if I can post this link here. So here's the link. There's the link right there, guys. If you just click on that link and say use your camera and your microphone, you'll actually come into the show just like Glenn is there. I may open up the phone lines too. In addition to that, not sure if the phone line is going to work. I've had a lot of cables I've moved around and unhooked, but we're going to try it and see. And we're going to see if anybody will join us there on our on the video. All right.
Yeah, I need to rerun all my cables underneath this desk.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I come home from work or whatever, and I keep looking at this stuff and say, I need to get that done. And it's like October.
Well,
everything's in October now.
Okay, Mark says I'm getting stuff ready to present some items. Maybe he's going to come on here with us. We'll see. In the meantime, I'm trying to bring up the phone. Now, I don't want everybody just to overpower us here. We can only take 1,000 phone calls at a time. Please
well,
don't.
This would be a good time for me to ask a question of the group and you as well.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
As we know, I'm doing a forum in Huntsville, and it's generally about the Arduino and microcontrollers. Of course, the one I did for Orlando and Dayton and Huntsville last year was about moving up to the higher powered Arduinos like the Raspberry Pi Pico and the ESP32 and whatnot. And for Huntsville this year, I've been thinking about falling back a little bit. And rather than focusing on the Arduino per se, I was thinking about doing a presentation forum about how to build projects with these microcontrollers, the techniques, where you get your parts, how to, how you program them, how do you get everything set up, how do you put them in closures and things like that. And I was wondering if you would rather see that or see me continue on with the existing forum that I've got with the Raspberry Pi Pico, the one that's called the next generation. So I'm looking for input on that. My goal, of course, is to have that construction one for Huntsville. But if y'all say you'd rather see the next generation, the newer, faster, more powerful controllers, I can do that one at Huntsville instead. So whichever y'all prefer. Yeah, Mark's saying how to build them into things. Let me go get something here. Hang on.
Okay, guys. So, hey, I sent you the link there. You can get on the show. You can actually join us here on the show, like Glenn's on there, or dial that phone number, and you can come on here and just talk on the phone. If you're camera shy, you don't have to do that. Let's see if I can put the phone number on the screen here. Phone lines are open. There we go. Okay. That should do it right there. All right, let's see if we get any takers here. We need some precipitation.
Yeah, while we're waiting on that, let me show a few things here. Go ahead.
Okay, you go.
Slide me into the picture.
Go right ahead. You're in there.
Oh, okay. This is what the assembled products or projects that I've been doing traditionally look like. This is the new lightning detector. And this is the wiring. And you can see, as a general rule, I do everything on these little circuit boards. This is the one I'm just starting. For example, I took the components off because I reuse a lot of things. But this right here will go into one of the, into this type of an enclosure. And this is actually a weather station that will measure relative humidity, temperature, and barometric pressure and wind speed, all in this little board. And what I was talking about is showing you how to build, how I construct the boards using the little wire, the sockets, the header pins. And let's see, this one is the CW Beacon Fox Hunt keyer. Same basic design. I use sockets for the ICs and everything because I like to reuse a lot of the parts, because once I build these projects, I move on to the next, and I may or may not, use this project in my shack. For example, my satellite antennas are controlled by an Arduino. That one's in the project, but I can't get the camera around to it. This is an RF probe. This is actually a test board that I just built this week. And you can see these are the chips that Tom and I soldered at his place, 6-8 months ago. This is the LM4862, which is the replacement for the LM386 audio amp. And I wanted to experiment with that. And so I built a little test board. And let's see, that's the weather station. Oh, I got one more. Let me go get the other one. Go ahead and you carry it.
All right. While we're at it here, we've got Mark that joined us. Let's see. Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Well, pretty good, Tom. I just thought I'd say hello to everybody, and also the fact that we were kind of hoping that you would come on down to GPSL in Huntsville. I know you're planning on going to the Hamfest, but boy, this was better than any Hamfest.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I got over there on Wednesday evening, and Thursday we went over to the spaceport and the History Museum, and got a full tutorial on the Saturn V rocket and what it took to put that thing together and get it up, get it going, so to speak. It was quite amazing.
Wow. So, I would like to come down there, but I had terrible hard work to do here, man. If you guys had volunteered to come down and put 20 hours in my pressure washing, I could have made it. But no, I had to do it by myself, man.
Well, I know about that pressure washing. I just did the deck out back here, and I need to do it again. It had probably 5 or 6 years of crud on it, mostly tree sap.
Yeah. Well, I know Bill asked for the map. I don't know if he was able to use the maps on 113 and 112 or not.
He did show some stuff briefly on the balloons that are currently up, and showed what some of them were doing. Mostly, we had some very good presentations, including several from the students there at UAH, and I've even got some video here I could share of some of that experiment. I didn't take a lot of photos, but the seminars were informative, and they did pretty good. And of course, on Saturday, we got all our balloons off without too much incident. I did have I was helping out Mike Hojoski on his balloon flight, and unfortunately, I did not see the kink in the line that he had between the balloon and the regulator for the hydrogen. And he said, "Give it more gas," and so I did, and the hose popped off the regulator, and it made quite a loud noise when it did it. And,
yeah, that was helium, right?
That was hydrogen.
Oh, well, I was going to say in my shop out here, one day Ed and I were filling a balloon with hydrogen, and the hose popped off the regulator, and boy, it was coming out pretty fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This actually bounced off the other buildings around. It was so loud.
Yeah.
But, kind of scared me. I quickly turned things off, but
yeah.
It still surprised me nonetheless. And then we found the kink, and of course, everything after that, it inflated just fine. We, I think, launched 7 balloons, and we got 6 back. Unfortunately, Mike's balloon got stuck up in a tree 80 feet off the ground.
Oh, no.
They tried to shoot it down with the shotgun. They tried arrows, and none of it worked. So they had to abandon that one.
Should have called in the military.
Well, we could have, but the farmer was nice and loaning his shotgun, and I mean we used up all his ammo. So
oh boy,
I think they gave it the college try there, so to speak. But it really was an interesting event, and if you ever get a chance to go to GPSL, I highly recommend you do it. Even if you're just kind of thinking about doing little balloon flights, or just doing 1 or 2, or even just interested in seeing what it takes to put up a balloon. Of course, Tom, you've seen them before. We had some interesting flights and some interesting photos. So, and Bill, unfortunately, I don't know if he can come on tonight.
No, this is Vince, KD7AI, calling from Florida.
Yeah, hang on. We got somebody on the phone. The phone, stand by. A phone person. We'll be with you in a minute. Who we got on the phone?
The phone, stand by. A phone person. We'll be with you in a minute. Who we got on the phone? The phone, stand by. A phone person. We'll be with you in a minute.
You're gonna need to turn down the audio on your video that you're watching. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah. Who is it? Who we got there?
Okay, this is Vince, KD7AI in Florida.
KD7AI. What, Vince?
Yeah.
Hey, Vince. How you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
I'm doing great. I'm having a little bit of a time with this. It's the first time I've ever used the feature on your channel.
Yeah.
So thank you for answering my call. And,
yeah.
I just wanted to announce myself instead of just what do they call that? Not loitering, but
yeah. What's the word? Yeah, well, I'm having trouble tonight with words myself. Okay, Glenn. What's the word? He's hiding. What's the word for that?
He's hanging out, is what he's doing.
Well, no, there's another word. I don't know. At least
I don't
he
know.
wants
Just like kind of like SWLing.
Yeah. Well, hey, Vince, where in Florida are you?
I'm in Zephyr Hills, Florida, EL 88.
Okay.
I don't know where that is.
That's up near Orlando, isn't it? Or Tampa? I don't think he can hear me, Tom.
Huh. Hey, Vince, is that up near Orlando or Tampa?
No, it's actually between Tampa and Orlando.
There we go. Okay.
Dade City.
Okay.
If you have a Maidenhead map, you can look up EL 88.
Okay. All right. Yeah, EL 88.
Anyhow, I don't know what the range of topics is here. I have a quick question, if somebody can answer me. I've been having trouble renewing my call sign. I'm disabled, and I can barely navigate my smartphone, essentially.
Yeah.
And I've had a lot of trouble, getting through that system. What's it called?
The FRS or whatever. I don't know what it's called. I got
my FRS. I have an FRS number, but there's a new level system that they put over the entire thing, and I forget what it's called. But anyway, you have to get your FRS, and then you're supposed to log into this new system which you register with. Yeah. And I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's just like kind of a management system for all of the licenses, the license management system.
Yeah, I think someone said it was All-Star. I'm not familiar with it. Hey, I think is it the W5YL group that can help people with licensing? There's some group
W5YI.
W5YI. You may want to contact them. I think they'll get it renewed for you.
Yeah, K5TTT, this is an FCC
okay,
thing.
I'm going to check with that.
And that's the universal
I'm trying to get with my local amateurs and see if there's a VEC that can help me out with it. Because I'm wheelchair bound, and it's kind of tough for me to just bounce out to the meetings.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure you can find somebody there that can help you. And I'm not familiar with the new system.
Yeah. Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
It also could be universal licensing system on the FCC side.
Yeah. So I may have just discovered an issue here with our new studio setup.
He can't hear me.
Vince, I don't think you're hearing my other co-host in here, are you?
I'm hearing them very faintly in the background, every other word.
Okay. All right. So I'll work on it.
I'll help you troubleshoot it. Okay, I'm going to go. But
all right.
Hey, taking my call.
Thank you for calling me.
You guys are great. You guys are great. I watch your videos all the time, and when you go out and about and do stuff.
Tom, before you let it go.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, stand by, Vince. Stand by. Go ahead.
Yeah, K5TTT is saying if you're an ARRL member, they will help you renew your license for free.
All right. ARRL will help you renew your license for free if you're an ARRL member.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah, I've been in the ARRL for many years, and I just canceled my membership. I didn't cancel it, I let it run out a little while ago. I've been in ham since 1960.
Yeah, you're an old timer, man. I didn't get my license. Yeah, I didn't get my license till 1964. You're an old timer.
Yeah, it was just about 1964 or 65, if I recall.
Oh, okay.
My original call was WN2VGH.
Yep. That's the way they were back then.
Then changed to WB2 VGH.
Right.
And I kept that call for quite a while till I moved to Utah, and that's where I got the 7 call.
Okay. Hey, Vince, check with the ARRL. I think they'll help you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You have a good night. Now I'll continue watching on the YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
Not the YouTube, Twitch, rather.
Thanks for calling. Thanks.
You bet. Bye-bye.
All right.
73.
Yeah.
Yep.
73. Thanks to K5TTT for those answers, by the way.
Yeah.
And he put a link in the chat for it as well.
Yeah. So So let's get back to Mark. Hey, Mark, did you say you had? Do you have any videos or anything you want to show, or are they long?
Yeah,
Are they short?
I've got a
What kind
couple
of?
of videos. One from the seminars we had on Friday, and then the launch on Saturday.
Okay.
Let's see if I can share these. I'm going to click share.
Okay.
Heads up before you share your screen. I understand. So,
Also, when you share, also watch down at the bottom left and see if there's a little button that says share audio.
okay.
Sometimes you may have to click that for audio to share. I don't know, but we'll see.
Let's see. Let's just go to this and go to this. This is just some of the stuff from the museum.
Now, I'm not seeing anything yet.
We'll see if you can see it. Can you see my?
Wait,
No.
let's see.
Okay.
Wait, Mark Garrett showing.
Well,
screen.
I'm getting a circle right here too.
There
There
you
we
go.
go. There, yeah, we got it. We got it.
You see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That was this plane that greets you in the front lobby of the museum. But just quickly bounce through here. That's the Saturn V that used to sit outside. They've got it inside now, and they've got it set up so that you can walk under. In fact, we had dinner underneath that rocket on Thursday evening.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is. Excuse me.
Yeah, I was just there. Is this the Kennedy Space Center?
No, this is there at Huntsville.
Oh, okay. Because Kennedy Space Center, it looks just like that.
I'll just bounce through these real quick. There's some of the crew looking at some of the displays there. And you probably saw Bill there. But just give you an example of what the size of the engines are. There's one of them, and Ron hanging out below it there. And it goes all the way to the very back. They've got it separated by a few feet so you can see it in between, but they've got it all fixed up nice. This is inside of a Mercury capsule. You could actually sit in that if you wanted to, but I didn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
It was rather tight fit. As you can see, the size of it's quite small. Hopefully, I won't take away too much of Bill's thunder if he does get on here. We did have a gentleman that did help us out. The guy in the white lab coat, he actually told us how that Saturn V rocket worked and what it took to get the space program going there. His name is Ronald Paulus, and he worked. He's a NASA
Emeritus, yes.
Emeritus, yes, that's it. I need a drink of water here. But he did a lot of stuff for Saturn V, Apollo, Skylab, the shuttle, and I think also some Skylab too. So he was quite an interesting gentleman to discuss rocketry with here. And he also had a mock-up that he could show what it took to put the lunar lander in right here up into space, where they had to keep it so that it was actually kneed up against the sides of the container. If not, it would be crushed. Back view of a Saturn V rocket. Side view. And this is what it looks like in the throat or the back end of the rocket. And one of the things, I'm not a big person on welding, but it was very interesting to look at this weld right along here where they had the exhaust from the turbo come out through here, but they had to put a weld on all the way around that engine. And this is not the best part of it. You go over to the other side of this particular stand, and you can just see the person who did that spent hours and hours and hours on that weld to get it just right. Just little things like that. And then there's a shot looking up. But let's see if I can quickly get past these. I'm going to get to the video here. That's a piece of Skylab, one of the few pieces that survived. It was an oxygen tank, and it survived reentry and landed in Australia. Well, they've gotten it back, and they got it in a museum. There's the mobile quarantine facility that the Gemini astronauts had. Oop, and there's something. Well, let's see if I've went past it there.
That was RP 2040 Liligo C3. No.
Yes.
They're LoRa.
Yeah. There's an ESP32, looks like.
Yeah. It's their LoRa 32.
Oh.
We're trying to use those for tracking radio sounds, all things. And I definitely want to get one of these and give that a try.
Yeah.
This is one of the experiments that they had the students put on. This is basically a stabilizer, and it uses a pressurized container and has little retro rockets on the side. And you can launch your balloon instead of it sitting there spinning around wildly. This keeps things stable, pretty much. Let's see if we can run some video here. Hopefully you can see this. Yes, no, maybe.
There we go.
I'm not hearing any audio.
It's pretty good, though.
Yeah, we're not getting any audio there. If you can describe it, go right ahead.
Yeah, basically it was allowing, I guess I should have had share audio. I don't know if that's a setting I can do, but basically he could get it in any position. It would realize that position and try to correct for it. And if it was disturbed greatly, he had graphs that it would show how it was correcting all the way through. It was quite interesting. Let's see. I didn't want to do that. Hit stop. I need to do this. But when you fly packages, you always need to have some special lab experiment or something. And so here's a bottle of mystery goo. I don't know if you can read that or see that, but this is one of the students' payload projects. Basically, it's maple syrup. They're taking it up in the air and see what happens to it.
Cool.
But basically, everybody's getting together their packages on Saturday morning, and this is being just all coordinated by Bill Brown and the students there at UAH. And some packages and payloads. And another shot of balloon stuff. So we could see Tom out there with this group. That would have been great, launching balloons here. So we'll go ahead and play this video. It was so bright out you can't really see what the viewfinder offered. But basically, we're counting down and had a few balloons not in the frame, but you kind of get the idea of what's going on there. And they went, of course, there was no winds, and so they went just about right overhead and pretty much in the sun. So and that's just my cell phone taking those shots. So that's what it looks like with a bunch of balloons in the air.
Nice.
There were two balloons that weren't launched immediately with this bunch. One was a zero pressure type balloon. It got overpressured, and then Also, a Sky Tracker was released as well. So that's pretty much it. Let's see how I get out of sharing. And it'll give you an idea of all the fun we had.
And the weather looked pretty good for you guys down here.
Oh yeah, it was. It was a beautiful day on Saturday. We didn't really have any rain, just little light rain on, I think, Friday night we had a little sprinkle. That was about it. And it is not clearing. Let me go do this and go over here.
Well, your screen sharing's turned off.
Yeah, your screen share's off. Yeah. Let's see, show screen share.
Hopefully that looked without too much buffering.
All right.
So
well, good.
A little bit more to equal you guys. So that's what I had. It was a fun flight and fun event. And hopefully we'll know here in a little bit where GPSL for 2024 is going to be. Hopefully it'll be either in, there's talk of it being in Kentucky or New York or some other places too. So we'll have to decide where we're going to do it next year.
All right. Well, that's great. I'm glad you were able to make it, and thanks a lot for the video there. And so you guys were able to recover all the high altitude balloons you launched? The big ones?
Yeah, all but one.
The one of them, is that the one that was in the tree, or?
It got caught in an 80-foot tree.
Yeah.
And the tree was so spindly that you couldn't really climb it. We were going to cut it down. Farmer was okay with it being cut down, but with all the heat and humidity and the attempts at trying to bring it down, and the low cost of the package, I think the cost of the package was, under, I think it was $60 or less.
Yeah.
So it didn't make good sense to just keep, sacrifice a tree over that, so to speak.
Yeah. And I have a friend that professionally they did major balloons. I'm talking balloons that would hold 1 million cubic feet of gas and would lift thousands of pounds and would carry stuff for the CIA and the FBI, that kind of stuff. And he said they always took a chainsaw with them, and because they're gonna land in a tree, man. So they take a chainsaw with them, and they always got it back.
Eastern Alabama, you can just about guarantee there's going to be some tree that kind of prevents you from getting it. But we did have one land in a cornfield. We had one land up against some power lines, of all things. There's one that I'm trying to think of where it landed. One landed, I guess, on a bush, of all things. So they just come down where nature tells them to come down.
Well, a couple years ago, we launched a zero pressure balloon here, and it came down in Florida, somewhere down here. We actually found it. James Lee actually found it. He was passing through there and made a slight detour and located it. But it was up in a tree. It's still there, I suppose. It was up in a tree, and a lot of snakes around it, a lot of water around it, alligators. We just decided just to leave it up there. Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to do that.
That's right, man. Yeah.
The hazards of the business.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go, but hopefully Bill can fill in the details and give you a little better presentation than I did. This was kind of on the fly, so to speak.
Oh, thanks, Mark. It was pretty cool.
Mark. Yeah.
All right.
Hey, the phone lines are still open. If you guys would like to check in to talk with us, I've got the phone number up on the top of the screen here. Just click on it. No, you can't click on it. Dial it. It's right. Where is it?
Yeah. Mark's pointing at the number.
Right there. Right there. Just dial that
right
number there, and you can come in. Also, I shared with you the link to come on video. Let me share that with you again. Let's see if we can't get somebody else in here to join us. Mark, you don't have to go. You can stick around with us if you want to. Might get exciting here in a little while. Let's see. Paste. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Click on that link, and guys, you can join the show.
Yeah. Tom, can you take me full screen for a second?
I can do that, and you are now full screen.
Okay. I was going to show you what a fully assembled one of those boards look like. This is that LM386 amplifier we've been talking about. You see it requires the larger capacitors. This is a really cool chip. This is a touch tone encoder chip. So this whole board is a 4x4 16 button touch tone encoder with an audio amplifier on it.
That is cool. You know, I built a repeater controller years ago with touch tone, and I used the 567.
Right,
567s in here.
You had to decode each of the individual tones.
Each of the tones, and then combine them. You know.
Right.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. So, but what I was going to do for my Huntsville forum is talk about how, the materials used, how to assemble this board, what kind of things to build, where you get your ideas from, and how to load code. So I'm thinking about doing that as a forum instead of the one I did last year, which is the Raspberry Pi Pico. And it sounds like that's what people are wanting.
And it is so easy nowadays to get a circuit board made. These circuit board companies, you can get prototype circuit boards made for probably less than $20, man. 3 or 4 or 5 boards for less than $20.
Right.
Professionally made, and if you got a project, lay out a circuit board and have it made, man. It looks good.
The number one thing, of course, you have to prototype first, and that's what this is.
Right.
But one thing to note though is if you're using the Eagle CAD program that's free, they are discontinuing that, and you're going to have to move to their Fusion product, or what I'm planning to do, and I recommend, is moving over to the open source free KiCad or KiCad.
Okay.
But they will all do the board generation for you.
Yeah.
And you just send that file off, and I could take my schematic and get a board out of that.
In fact, Glenn, many of these companies now will actually assemble those boards for you.
Correct.
For almost nothing.
Yeah.
We found the little trackers that we build here. We're having these boards made, and also they will actually put all the parts on here. I mean, I'm talking $12, just about. They'll actually build a sucker for you for $12, man.
That's worth it when it comes to the surface mount stuff.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes they don't have all the parts, but hey, you can't beat that price.
Right. So no, that's very true. But that is one thing to consider. If you're using Eagle, you're going to need to plan to move off of it or move up to their Fusion product, which I don't believe is free.
Yeah. Well, hey, I like that little tone decoder chip because...
this is the encoder.
Yeah.
The board I showed you that I was just starting that had no wiring on it, that's the decoder. The board here, this is the encoder. It uses a Holtec HT9200B as the generator chip. And the cat's on the other stuff. We're going to use the MT8870 to decode. And here's the data sheet for that. And this is a fully integrated receiver. Basically, you feed it the audio right there. And there's your 4 output. And
well, that is cool.
So very simple circuit for that.
Things are much simpler now than they used to be.
No,
let me show you something. Let me show you one of my prototype, not a prototype board, but I built a repeater controller. I had a number of repeaters on back in 1970s.
Yeah.
Here's a board I built.
Yep. You had to have
that's a board I built. That's a board. Look at this.
Yep, you had to have 8 of those 567s.
And right here, if you want a 567, let's see if I can show you the 567s. Right there, they are on top. Let's see. There's well, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4. Let's see, 4 would tune in what? 3 tones.
4 will give you
2 gives you 1. 2 will give you 1 digit. 2 will give you 1 digit.
Oh, gee, that's interesting. It'll give you 4 tones.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So actually, this is back in the olden days. If you notice right here, look at this. See all the wiring there? If you notice, I found me a circuit board that had a plug-in on it.
Yeah.
And I cut it off and I glued it.
Yep.
I glued it to this perf board and connected everything to it there. And this was a little repeater controller. It did a whole lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I had stuff built in here like when we lose AC power, we'd go to battery power, low power. The transmitter would drop down. It would go to low power. The IDer on here would change tone, so we would know we're on low power versus high power. We had timeout timers on here. We actually controlled the repeater with 1 ring. Back then, 1 ring on, 1 ring off. And that was with using 555 chips. I think it used 3 555 chips to get that 1 ring on, 1 ring off. Let's see, what else did it do? It did a lot of things. It had bidirectional switches in it. I forget what these chips are, but there's some bidirectional audio switching in here. And a number of relays and, oh man.
Yeah. Now, Tom, hold up the wire side of that board again.
Okay.
Okay. Now, everybody take a good look at that. And now switch over to me.
All right. Switch over to you. Here we go. Let's see.
There we go. Look at it. Go.
Look here. They're almost identical.
His is the decoder. Mine's the encoder. But
yeah.
The number of wires and everything is going to be about the same. This is that brought up 30 years later, Tom, thereabouts.
30. Hey, that was 1970s, so that's what 50 years.
50 years difference in technology, and now you can do it with just that. And this is one of the reasons why I personally have fallen in love with things like the Arduino. Is back in the day, I was doing the same thing that Tom was doing with those 567s and boards like that and everything, and those monsters with all the parts that we could scavenge off of TVs and everything else.
Yep.
And then we run into the Arduino, and look at how much simpler, how much cleaner, how much easier. It's all software now.
Yeah.
You know, this is a complete encoder, and the decoder is going to look virtually the same, except it's going to have one of those color displays on it to show you the characters as they come in.
And you know, we may have some new hams on here that don't understand what we're doing, but touch tone for you new guys that don't know what the old touch tone phone. When I say old touch tone, man, you talk about a rotary dial. There's probably people here never seen a rotary dial, but even touch tone's getting old, man. But you know, a touch tone was 2 tones. You had 1 tone was the vertical tone, and you had another tone that was the horizontal tone.
Right.
And when you'd press a button, it would mix the horizontal tone and the vertical tone together, and it'd give you that digit. And that's what we were decoding there, and what Glenn's decoding or encoding there.
Right.
DTMF. So
but back in the day when they first went from rotary to the touch tone, and as Mike is calling the DTMF, I think that's dual tone multi-frequency. Remember the Princess phone? That was the big thing. Everybody had to have the Princess phone with those touch tones, the push buttons, and that was back in the day. And we used diode matrices to decode.
And talking about our phone patch, I wish I could find a phone patch I had here for 2 meters, guys. What we would do, we would find a telephone we'd get a telephone with a touch toe pad, we'd pull that touch tone pad out of that telephone and put it in a box. Put a little 9-volt battery in there,
prized,
9-volt battery in there, and maybe a pot to adjust the level. And then we'd run that into the mic jack of the 2-meter rig. And man, we could make phone calls across our 2-meter rig. And now, of course,
yeah, who needs that?
The keypad is on the handy talkie nowadays.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
But oh yeah, I mean, and just getting your hands on one of those dial pads, I mean, you scored. That was like digging up buried treasure when you got yourselves one of those. One more thing on this.
Yeah.
Look at what it's got.
Is that a crystal?
It's got a crystal. Care to guess what frequency that crystal is?
I bet it's something common.
3.579545. The old color burst crystal.
That's the color burst crystal of a TV. Set. Yeah. Yeah.
That's where that frequency originally came from. And because they were so common, a lot of folks developed their stuff around that cheap generic crystal.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And hey, I had a card dialer. I had a touch tone pad that had a card dialer. I don't know if you ever seen one or not, but it had a card about the size of a credit card, and you could poke it down in there, and it would come back up through there, and it go did. You know?
Never saw one of those.
Yeah, that was installed on the Twix machines.
Yep.
I worked for Western Union for a while, and they had a dialer on there, and the automatic dialer too.
But back in the day, touch tone is how we lived to control things, like repeaters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The auto patch up on the repeater site, things like that.
Yeah. Well, I think we used we used a star up, and I think we used a star up and a star down to bring the phone patch up and down.
We used star up, pound down.
Did you? Yeah.
That was over in Birmingham. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's one of the reasons why this project is going to be included in the new book. And of course, the decoder is on the other side because it's just so easy to give you that remote control capability with your HT.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really one of the reasons why your HT has that dial pad on it. You know, and now this one doesn't have it, you know, like the old days, but on most of the rigs around the 80s, 90s, and thereabouts, they had the 0 through 9, and on the far right side you had A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
And that's that the reason for those A, B, C, D, they are the complete set of the 16 standard touch tone DTMF tones.
Yeah.
So your rig is missing 4 buttons as a general rule these days. You don't have the A through D. But,
all right, let me just make a quick announcement here out there for people listening and watching. This has been Amateur Radio Roundtable, a show about ham radio and shortwave. We're on every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time, right here on W5KUB.com. And you can also hear the show on WBCQ, world famous international shortwave station on 7490. You can listen to it on shortwave, but it has to be on Thursday between 5 and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, well, Glenn, I don't know. We got much more going on here. I'm thinking popcorn again, man. You know.
Yeah, popcorn sounds good.
Yeah. I'm ready to take a break. Once the show ends tonight and I get this on YouTube and I get the shortwave loaded, I'm free for about 3 or 4 days. And what I have been doing, guys, if you just tuned in late, what I've been doing the past 2 weeks, I pressure washed about 20 hours the last 3 or 4 days. And before that, I put down 120 bags of mulch. And before that, I put in 20 landscape lights, all in the last 2 weeks. So you can see I have been kind of busy there. So I'm ready to go to North Carolina and take a few days and kind of relax, you know. Normally, I don't go there because it's so far, man. It's over 500 miles, man.
Well, I'm almost in the same boat now that the cat is recovered and back to normal, as guess you can call it. you know, I'm having to go back to the office, so I got to go to work again in the morning. And getting up at 5 a.m. is not my favorite thing to do. I kind of got spoiled by getting to sleep in these last couple of weeks.
Well, hey, let me ask you something, Glenn. I don't know if these studio lights have sunburned my face or not, but I'm looking red. Do I look red to you, or does it look normal?
Yes, you've got that red tint to you.
Wow, I mean, oh, gee, I don't know why. I don't think it was that red when I first started tonight.
I don't know.
But you know what? Hey, let me go check my face. I've been out in the sun for 20 hours.
You may be getting a little bit of sunburn there.
That may be some red from pressure washing, to tell you the truth. I need to go look, because that don't look good, man.
No, that looks like you're almost sunburned.
Yeah. Well, maybe color balance, Mark says, and I'll have to figure out how to do a color balance in the camera here. I'm going to say good night to everybody. Enjoyed having everybody on here tonight. Join us next week. We'll try to have some fun things lined up for you. And until then, man, hey, be careful and do a lot of hamming, man. And I'm going to try to start getting on the HF bands.
Yeah, I need to also.
I'll post in Facebook, our Facebook group, when I get on, and I'd like to round up some of the gang here. And let's just all get on HF. Okay. Good night, everybody. 73.
Good night.